Hello, my name is Cami Gaines. This is my LEP presentation. I have a little quote here up top. It says, "Democratic classrooms and integrated curriculum, these are the core of my beliefs." This is here just to introduce you to what I believe should be integrated in my classroom, what my practices are, and how I run my class. So we'll go on to the info. My background information: I graduated from Georgia State in May 2013 with my BSc in mid-level education. I had a minor in urban studies. I believe in democratic classrooms and practice the methods of integrated curriculum. This includes allowing students to choose what they want to learn and guide themselves through education. It makes them more interested in what they're learning, and it keeps them more on task. I'm from New Jersey. I reside in Georgia currently, where I serve at Cohen Middle School. I've mentored/taught there for 3 years, and of course I anticipate a lifetime of teaching. My focuses are on English and language arts. We'll go ahead and skip over to what my classroom would look like. Okay, I of course host a language arts, like I said, language arts and English classroom. My grade level is 8th grade. It's an honors course. My classroom has an average of about 32 students per year. The ratio of boys to girls is 3 to 1. Currently, 2 of those students are English as a second language learner. 1 student is special needs with an IEP, and 3 students have a pattern of behavioral issues. The desks in my classroom, instead of rows, I arrange them in a circle. This gives a better format for a discussion. It allows students to feel like they're all equal and on an equal playing field. And instead of me being in front of the classroom lecturing to them, which would bore them, I'm going around the circle talking to them, inspiring and encouraging conversation. The classroom itself is decorated in the student artwork. I, of course, have lava lamps, inspirational quotes with, vivid pictures and posters, historical figures, things that would inspire them to learn or look at something and make them ask, well, what is this? Where did this come from? And we can learn about that. We can learn from it. In the back of the classroom, I'd like to have a reading section full of books. However, instead of just regular chapter books, I want every aspect of literature. That includes short stories, poetry, graphic novels, comic books, magazines, newspapers. Anything that students can read or look at that is visually stimulating to them is what will be in there. My classroom, like I said, is 8th grade honors language arts. Discussion-based, not very heavy on lecture, and hopefully this would encourage students to participate more in the lesson plan. Now we can move on to the portfolio section, which is basically a list of where I store my unit plans, which comprises of about 4 lesson plans. We'll start with the scavenger hunt. The unit plan that we're focusing on here is a grammar lesson. Students are going to learn the basics of grammar, how to use them, how to seek them out, and how grammar is relevant to them. So the first assignment they would complete is a scavenger hunt, which introduces them to the basics of grammar. Here you'll see the directions. Students are guided just to find out what the 8 parts of speech are. And here to the left, we have the links that they can use. This is a YouTube video. It's like a song that sings the 8 parts of speech, something fun for them to get into. Here, this website is just a list of the different parts of speech. It also goes into sentence diagramming so the students can see visually how the 8 parts of speech are included in literature. And we'll go back over here. This is just a chart that breaks down, it organizes the information more clearly for students, what parts of speech do, and also they can quiz themselves to make sure that they know the information. We'll go back over here. This parts of speech is just another article here that goes into thorough detail about the parts of speech and different sublets of each part of speech. Like in nouns, you have an abstract noun, a concrete noun. So this kind of describes each category of each part of speech. And then here, when they get to the end, they have to go through each link individually. This is a fun game that the kids can play. It's just, instead of having them, read something and be redundant, this gives them a chance to have fun with what they're learning. It'll make them more interested. So the game has like a little paragraph just to get the kids interested here. And I'll try and show you what the game looks like. So here it says which word is a noun. Of course, the student would have to choose between these 3. This here would be a verb. This is a verb, and so they choose dog, the noun. Now say they get it wrong, which word is a noun? See, it makes a noise and it tells you that's wrong, and your health goes down over here. So that's the game. Once the students go through those links and find the answers, they will have to answer a series of questions, their homework, and that opens in a new page. These are the questions that students would have to answer. There's about 8 questions, and students can go back to this website and look for the answers through these links. Okay. So once students find the answers to this website, it's not necessarily over. As you can see, they have to find different passages of their choice that they can look for different parts of speech in. So here I have the link to a Google ebook. And this is just a sample book for students to look at. They're not required to use this particular book. The second link I have listed back on this website, Google Books, that takes you back to the actual search bar where you can type in the title of the book you're looking for, and students can go through that way. This is just a sample for students to look at, and it has the whole book here. So they can go through, pick out a passage, look at what parts of speech are included in that passage. So we would look at, he smoothed his rumpled tunic and sat down, right here. So right here, the part of speech that they'd possibly be looking at is smooth, used as a verb. So they describe what that part of speech is, what it's describing, what it's doing. Okay, so we'll go back here. So once they've completed that, they have to write a short story containing the 8 parts of speech. The short story should be about 1,000 words long. And of course, I want them to have fun. That's just one of the lesson plans. So we'll go back to the website. Here I have my unit plan, which includes all of the lesson plans for this unit. Everything is about grammar. It opens up as a document down here, and you can just click that document. It will load. And here you'll see the lesson plans and the unit plan as well. 8th grade Honors Language Arts, Grammar and Language is the unit plan. It takes about a month for all of these lesson plans to be implemented. There are 8 lesson plans total. The goal is that students will master the use of grammar as it pertains to both reading and writing. They'll be able to observe the use of language and its cultural relevance around the world. And the class will understand not only the basics of grammar, but the foundations of writing as well as proper presentation strategies. So the first lesson plan, of course, was a scavenger hunt, and that's just designed to introduce them to the basic practical uses of grammar. How do I use it? What is it? The second lesson plan takes it a step further, and that's designed to help students in organizing and synthesizing the new information they've received. So they take the basic grammar rules and they organize that information so it makes it easier for them to reference it or easier for them to understand. A lot of students are visual learners. This project, we'll go scroll down to the second lesson plan. Okay, and that's this project here. So what they're doing in this lesson plan is creating a concept map, and you'll see here all of my standards. If you'd like to go back to the website on your own, you can go back and look through those. Here we go, scrolling down. And I'll assess the students through a rubric, and that will break down, you know, what my criteria is for the concept map. Of course, I want everything to be thorough. I want them to have a general understanding. They have to have accuracy in their lesson plan. Things have to be organized the right way. And they're going to use the software Inspire after they've completed the scavenger hunt activity. And this is just a way to help them understand better the first lesson plan. So I'll go back up to the top. The third lesson plan is designed to help students learn how to use grammar in real life. They're able to pick apart pieces of literature and review them for grammatical error. So we'll scroll down to the third lesson plan here. And that one's called Grammar in Action. Okay, so here we have the third lesson plan. The class will take their seats. There'll be a series of books on their desk. We'll have a 15-minute discussion talking about the books, what they predict the book is about, or if they have already read the book, what they know about it. You know, just give some prior knowledge to the students, see what they know and what they don't know. Then at that point, we'll allow the students to pick a book of their own. Now the catch is the students have to pick a book that they haven't read. They'll receive a handout that has explicit instructions on what they're going to do with the book. They'll create a presentation that summarizes, provides a character list, and describes the author's writing style, as well as lists examples of the 8 parts of speech evidenced in the text. Again, it's all about the grammar in this unit plan. Students must explain why they chose each specific quote to demonstrate each part of speech and provide more than one example. The presentation must be 20 minutes long, and they'll also receive a rubric for their presentation. So at this point, students would just read the book. They, like I said, present the characters, the plot, the theme, analyze the writing style, and then they'd go through, pick out a part of speech in that novel or piece of literature, describe what it's doing, and put it in a PowerPoint, use Prezi, whatever software or approved tool they'd like to use. There's Prezi, there's Animoto. They can include YouTube videos. They can make movies using their own video clips or pictures. They just have to, the goal here is for the students to be creative. Okay, so we'll go back up top, and we'll go here to the 4th lesson plan. This is designed to give students a chance to practice grammar for themselves. They can use language in a way that is meaningful to them based off of the knowledge they've gained in class. So what this lesson plan is about, and we'll go ahead and scroll down here to that one. This is a more fun lesson plan for the students to do. They can actually bring in food with this lesson plan. So what the students will do, they'll receive a handout at the beginning of class with the outline of today's assignment. Students will receive portions of the handout to read aloud in class to make sure everybody stays on task. They'll create their own work of literature that is representative of their own cultural identity. They'll present that story to class and bring in a food dish that is important to their culture. They must connect the food to their story as well. So it can't just be something that students decide, oh, these are a bag of chips I want to bring from home. It has to be relevant to the story that they've created. So they'll receive a rubric for the assignment. We'll have a week's worth of class to accomplish the task, to get some working time on their essays, and of course we'll do rough drafts, and I'll review their work as they go along. And it'll be a fun assignment at the end of the unit plan for students to do, and they can all eat at the end of class. So that summarizes the lesson plan. And we will go back to the website. Here I have my resume, people to look at, and that will take you here to a separate web page. Just my name, my experience. I have jobs here, high school, bachelor's degree, and everything there. You can check that out, and these are my references here. You can check that out on the website as well. Okay, so we're going to go over here to my contact information. Here's where you would go if you'd like to contact me. You can type your name, your email, the subject here, and your message. When you click this link, it'll go directly to my email. My email is the Georgia State. It's cgaines5@student.gsu.edu. And I thought this was a lot more useful than actually listing my email and having people go through and trying to send me emails that way, because you might have to load it through Yahoo, AOL, whatever browser they're using. This makes it simple. It sends it all from one place, from my website. You put your information and the message, it goes directly to me. And for the technology integration, I'd like to go over, so we'll head back over to Classroom. Okay, so here we are at the Classroom, and I'd like to just go over the strategies we use for technology integration. Throughout the course of the year, students would be using laptops, but they use a variety of presentation tools, from Prezi to PowerPoint to Animoto to Movie Maker to Slideshow, whatever the student would like to do. They're always provided access to the internet, and the websites, of course, have to be pre-approved. I do not allow Wikipedia, but students can use other websites to also use as presentation tools, such as Wiki, Google Sites. They can use Wix, which is the website I use to create this LEP. And this provides students with a more fun and interesting way, other than a lecture or other than watching a simple note presentation from the teacher. It makes it more interesting and more relevant, and allows the student to access other resources other than their textbook. So this is my LEP. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll take you back home so you can just see the final presentation here. The website is up top. I'll go ahead and highlight it. You can type that into your search bar. It should pull it right up. You can email me. Go to the contact section if you have any questions, or you can access me through ULearn. And again, I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed it, and I hope you can take something away from this presentation.